All right, let's talk a little sports. Let's talk Jim Harbaugh. So Jim Harbaugh's situation is a very unique one to some people, but really this is not new. Sports, there's a lot of cheating or advantage doing in sports. That is any sport, football, baseball, basketball, whatever. Whether signs stealing in baseball, whether signs stealing in football, recording practices as the Patriots were doing, stealing signs as the Houston Astros are doing in baseball. The Yankees have been accused of this. Saints obviously were headhunting or injuring offensive players so they can play the bums and play the backups and win games, getting advantages. So this is not a new thing. The problem with the Jim Harbaugh situation is this. The reason why the NCAA and Big Ten have been very, very cautious of punishing Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines is because they are alluding to the fact that they're willing to tank the whole system. They're willing to implicate other schools and say, well, we're cheating, and if we're punished, we want these other teams to be punished too. The problem with that ideology is it tanks the impression that it's a clean sport. We all want to believe that we watch a game that, everybody has an equal chance of winning. We want to believe that there's no one has a better advantage of the other team, and there's a lot of money these teams are wagered on, whether it's because of Vegas, whether it's all these fantasy football owners or fantasy basketball, whatever. So a lot of people, everyday people, want to believe that my sport has the utmost integrity. But behind the scenes, as a fan, I know this team may have an advantage here. This team may have an advantage there. This team may, have the refs in their pocket, whatever the situation is. But Jim Harbaugh should 100% not tell anything about other teams. The problem with that reason is because, remember, Saints were accused of, and obviously found guilty of headhunting, paying defensive players $1,000, $2,000 for injuring players. I vividly remember them injuring Brett Favre and other guys, and on their way to a Super Bowl. But the reason they did not, all those coaches and players are all good now. Sean Payton is getting overpaid to be the sorriest coach in the league, one of the sorriest coaches in the league for the Denver Broncos. All those defensive coordinators all got jobs, all landed on their feet because they did not snitch. They never said these other teams are doing this too, or I learned this from this person, or learned this from there, or I got the money from here. They never did that. That could have been a huge thing for the NFL because you giving millionaires thousands of dollars in cash or gifts. The IRS want to know what's going on. They also want to know how long it's been happening. Is this a new thing? Is it something other teams have been doing also? So that's a whole nother thing that Saints just let's just take our lick and get out of here. And all those coaches and players landed on their feet. And that's what Jim Harbaugh needs to do. Take your lick. The most he's going to do is get suspended. The most the school's going to happen to them is get fined. Maybe lose a few picks, whatever. They haven't won a championship, so it doesn't matter. So, just take your lick and get out of here. Because the universe, especially when it comes to coaching and stuff like that, they're always going to make sure the coaches are good. Jim Harbaugh's name is still good in the coaching realm, especially when it comes to NFL and stuff like that, the Harbaugh family. But you can't start implicating other teams. But here's the problem with that. There's no honor between thieves. When you are starting doing stuff, it's not legal, but immoral stuff, you can't say, well, you should go by this code. We all doing wrong. So you can't expect the person that's doing wrong to actually have morals. And like that doesn't make sense. So Jim Harbaugh, if he go tank the system, he gonna say, hey, if I'm gonna be punished, all these other teams should be punished too. Here's the evidence I have. And, this may be a big stain on the NCAA and Big Ten if they continue down this path, which it looks like they will, because they suspended him the first couple of games for the last investigation that he was not involved in. They suspended him 3 games here, basically working from home. I don't know if working from home is suspension. I work from home. I don't know if that's a big thing, but whatever. You're asking me to work from home? Like, okay. So, I don't know if that's going to be a big thing for the Michigan Wolverines. I think the coaching staff there and the players still have a unit they'll be able to win without him being on the sideline on game day. But if they continue down this path, Michigan Wolverines of implicating other teams specifically with evidence, not just saying, hey, look at them over there, but hey, I have their sign stealers information, I have this on video, I have this on text messages like that. It's gonna really, I already know a lot of this stuff is rigged, but the average fan wants to believe all this stuff is, on the up and up. And it's not gonna be good if the Wolverines tank not just the Big Ten, but other schools within college football. So we'll see. Hopefully he shuts his freaking mouth. But let's have fun.